Hey, this is Jason at jasoncurley.me. Hey, we're in this little mini series, and I encourage you to go back and find part 1, part 2. I'll probably have them linked down here in the bottom of this video. This is my website. You'll also see those links down there wherever you're viewing this. But we're kind of in this series about the armor of God and why it's important for us to have it. And so I would encourage you to catch up with part 1 and part 2, but I'm going to jump right in part 3 here, and we're going to talk about verse 13 of Ephesians 6. And it says this: "Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will be standing firm." Now, what's important about this, and this is before we get into all of the armor, is it says this: put on every piece of God's armor. I believe sometimes we as Christians, we want to take a piece of this and a piece of that and a piece of this and a piece of that and a piece of that. And maybe we're going into battle without all of the pieces of God's armor. And they all work together. See, every piece has its place in protecting us in this spiritual battle. And that's why it's important to have a foundation in every piece of the armor of God and to have it on a daily basis. He said, put on every piece of God's armor so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. See, God didn't promise us that we weren't going to be in a battle. He didn't promise us that we weren't going to have times when evil was going to come against us. He didn't promise us that this was going to be all roses and candy and la 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 la. He didn't. He says, hey, you're going to be in a battle, but I'm going to equip you for that battle because I'm going to give you my armor. And you're going to be able to resist the enemy. And then it says what I believe is beautiful about this chapter. He says, then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. And that reminds me of that scripture of what kind of house, what kind of foundation do you have your house built on? If your foundation is built on sand and the winds and the waves and the storms come, it's just going to wash your house away. But if your foundation is on the rock, and that rock being Jesus and Him and His armor around you, and when this battle comes, this waves and battle and boom, and sometimes it feels brutal. When your foundation is built on Him, His armor is on you, after that battle, you're going to be standing firm. Hey, this is Jason. I encourage you to go through all these videos, embrace them, take them in, and keep looking as we go through this whole series. Keep connecting with me here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on my website, as always, at jasoncurley.me, and keep looking up.